what's up? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to another video. If you're new around here, I'm Ben Rowlands and this channel's all about live loop and upload 3 videos just like this one every single week. So if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing. Now in today's video, we're going to be taking another look at how to record vocals with a loop station. So continuing on from the last episode of Loop Pedal Basics, where I showed you how to set up a 2 microphone looping solution, similar to Ed Sheeran, a primary microphone for singing and a secondary microphone for looping. Now in that video, I promised to show you a way you could go about doing it with 1 microphone, and that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. So this whole setup is going to be built around an A/B switch. Now what an A/B switch is, it basically allows us to plug our microphone or instrument into the pedal, and then we can split the output to 2 different destinations. So we have an output A and an output B, and then we can determine which one's active by clicking the switch. So whether we want to hear output A or whether we want to hear output B. Now this is what's going to allow us to activate and deactivate our microphone, whether we want to send it to the loop pedal or whether we want to send it to our mixing desk to go to the front of house. So this is an essential feature that you're going to need for today's setup. Okay, so we're now down by our loop pedal and it's time to start setting this up. Now there's one thing you're definitely going to need, and it's this special cable. Basically, it's an XLR input for the microphone and it goes to a guitar jack on the other end. Now this is going to allow us to plug our microphone into this guitar pedal. So we're going to take the guitar jack end and plug it into the input on our A/B switch, and then we're going to plug our microphone into the XLR end of this cable. This is now going to allow us to input the microphone through this pedal, and then we can output this into our loop pedal and our mixing desk. Okay, so let's start with the microphone. So we got our special cable I just told you about. We got our XLR end. We're going to plug that into our microphone, and then we're going to plug the guitar lead end into the input on our A/B foot switch. We're then gonna put the cable out the way and let's move on to routing the audio to the loop pedal. Now the next cable you're gonna need is an XLR output to a guitar jack. Now this is gonna allow us to transfer the audio from our A/B foot switch into the microphone input on our loop pedal. Now the reason we want to use the microphone input is because it's gonna allow us to still independently set the gain and volume of the microphone, which is gonna give us a little bit more flexibility and functionality with our overall crafting of our looping sound. So now let's go on to routing the audio to the loop pedal. So we're going to take this guitar lead to XLR cable I was just telling you about. We're going to plug this into output B, and then we're going to plug this into the microphone input on our loop pedal. Now make sure the gain is turned down so nothing pops and explodes. And then there we are plugged in. Now for the final cable, you could just run a standard guitar jack lead. Now basically we plug this into output A and then plug this into our mixing console, and then we'd have our line out for our primary singing microphone. I'm sure this would work, but how I used to run it in the live situation was I did run a guitar jack to XLR output. I think it gave me ever so slightly less noise because obviously the XLR cables are isolated. So it's up to you. I'm sure you got loads of these lying around and it would probably work perfectly fine, but I'm just letting you know how I used to use it. So if we take this guitar jack that I've got here for the purpose of the tutorial, so it's super easy for you to see where the cables are going, we're going to plug this into output A. We're then going to run the other end over to the mixing desk and plug into input 1. Now make sure you have everything turned down so you don't have any popping and damage any speakers, and more importantly, your ears. So as I talk into the microphone, you'll see there is a strong signal coming through. Now this is because we are running on output A, but as soon as I switch over to output B, you'll notice nothing is coming through our mixer anymore. And that's because we've changed the end destination of our output to go into our loop pedal. So this now means we could record the microphone into the looper pedal, and then as soon as we're finished, we switch back over to our main mixer and we can start singing without affecting our main loop station. And we can just switch between the two whenever we want. And that's pretty much it working in action. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving me a like and a subscribe. This channel's all about live looping. I upload live looping tutorials, live looping performances every Tuesday, Thursday, and now Saturdays. I've been Ben Rowlands. You can find me online at benrowlandsmusic.com. If you want to learn more about live looping, check out this video over here, and I'll see you in the next one.